Hey folks, Nas here. I appreciate you joining me for today's No Man's Sky video. In today's video, we're going to be learning how to make units. Money. Units are a form of currency in No Man's Sky that are actually needed to purchase many items. And I'm going to show you today how I enjoy making units in No Man's Sky. Sorry, the word unit is tickling me today for some reason. So what you want to do, we're going to start out in space so I can actually show you what type of system I'm in. And as you can see right here, it says that I'm in a dissonant system. So yes, we are going to be hunting ships, but we're going to be hunting sentinel ships. This tends to be the most fun way for me, but this method of making units in No Man's Sky, it allows me to explore the system so I can move from system to system, choosing different dissonant locations, which can produce a different style sentinel ship. So now you've got the ship hunting aspect. In order to get the items that you need, a lot of times you have to engage in the sentinels or engage with the sentinels. So now you have an aspect of battle. And hunting down these ships, you are also having to go to ancient sites, which allow you to learn typically about 3 words per ship. So now you're learning words in the game without actually hunting down to learn words. It's just there. You just hit these little things and you gather words. And then finally, it allows you to make units. So I find this a very nice, well-rounded aspect of making units in the game. Now, granted, there's many different ways to make units in No Man's Sky. This is what I found to be what I like to do. So anyway, you want to go to space, find you a dissonant system, go there, land on the space station. That way you can save the teleport to that location. If it's the first time you've been to the system, you can rename it. That way it's easy to find in your teleporter list. That way, when you want to come back and make more units, you can. Now, we need to find the planet that is dissonant in this system. Hopefully, it is a planet that is going to produce ships. This could actually be a nice planet to hunt on. Alrighty, let's go land on this grassy planet, and we'll get started. Now, when you first come to the planet, the one thing that you're going to be looking for are these little guys right there. They got the little purple and pink fin above their head that looks like they got 3 legs drilling into the ground. That's a dissonance resonator. So we actually want to land here because we are going to end up engaging that because we're going to look for a particular item. Now, as we come up to this unit here, you can see that it says that it's got an inverted mirror. Now, we are going to need inverted mirrors to actually obtain the starships that we're going to be looking for, but that's not quite the item that we want. When you walk up to some of these resonators, what you're actually going to be looking for, I've already got a couple of them here, is an echo locator. Now, it may take you several of these guys before you locate an echo locator on them, but this is going to show you a harmonic camp. This is what's going to allow you to easily find ships. Incoming storm. Oh, gravitational anomaly. Nah, not worried about that. But this is what's going to allow you to find multiple ships on one planet. Now, because I am playing on permadeath, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag that guy, and then I am going to go away about 150 units, meters, whatever they do, whatever they're calling this measurement. If you go about 150 away from them, you're less likely to be attacked by the sentinels when you shoot it. Now, granted, I'm strictly going to use my mining beam, and I can show you my multi-tool setup here. It's not super cool, but you can see here I've got the runic lens on this little staff. I've got the advanced mining laser, a mining beam, and an optical drill. That's all I'm using right now to do this. And as far as my weapon, I've got the neutron cannon. Matter of fact, I think there's one more upgrade I need from the anomaly. to finish this out a little bit, but I rarely am using my neutron cannon. Now, wow, it went dark all of a sudden. Okay, no worries. What we're going to do is we're going to shoot the dissonance resonator from this location. Right now, I'm not even causing a threat, which is interesting. Usually I cause a threat. But even if you cause a threat, you're going to get your inverted mirror. Watch out, little buddy. Don't walk in front of that beam. There we go. We got our inverted mirror. Now you can see there that they're kind of mad. They're looking for me, but I don't have a threat level. Even if you did have a threat level, most of the time you are not going to be attacked as long as you're about 150 units away. Now we're going to move on. Oh, there's there's some scrap down there. Don't miss the scrap. Scrap can give you some good items. Runaway mold is not an item I want, but there's another little harmonic scrap unit right here. Oh, this is perfect. This little harmonic scrap unit gave me 10 inverted mirror. That means that I can actually go and collect 10 ships without ever having to interact trying to fight and get an inverted mirror. So this is awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in my pocket. Now you want to go and find you a dissonance resonator that is going to drop the echo locator. Let me go and find one so I can show you what it looks like. Alrighty, here we go. We found a dissonance resonator. You can see there it has an echo locator at the bottom instead of the inverted mirror. This is the resonator that you want to actually use first. Now, I don't know if I am going to be able to get a clear line of sight to be able to do 150 units. All right, we're going to probably have to do this at 26. I can barely see the fin down there at my cursor. So we're going to get in there, and we're just going to do this until we get that echo locator. There we go. We got the echo locator. And again, it seems that I did not piss off the locals, which is good. Alrighty. Now, once you have the echo locator, now granted, I already had two, but I wanted to show you how to get one. You're going to hit the resonate. You can see there in the description, the first option for me, I get to hit E for resonate. You're obviously going to hit whatever key or button it's telling you to push. Once you hit that, it's actually going to locate a harmonic camp. Now, if you get an echo locator and it tells you that it's found nothing or whatever, you're probably in a dead system, and you're going to have to find another system or a planet that has dissonance detected on it in order to go and find a harmonic camp. Now mine, it's located my camp just over there. I'm going to call my ship in and I'm going to fly to that location. Alrighty, we're going to land at this harmonic camp. Hop out of your ship. It's going to create a save point. Now, before you do anything at this camp, gosh, it's so dark. And of course, I got a storm coming. Lovely. This is awesome for recording. But what you want to do before you interact with anything is you want to mark this camp, because you can come back to this camp as long as it's marked multiple times to locate more ships. So what you want to do is make sure that you have the save beacon. You can purchase this from the anomaly with the salvage data that you collect from exploring your planets and stuff. But you want to make a save beacon. I typically change the color to where it's all red. That way it's easy for me to see in the system. Place that down, then go ahead and click that. Go ahead and save. Then you want to come over here and interact with the harmonic interface. Now you're going to also find these little wheelbarrows, these harmonic scrap wheelbarrows all around. There's like 6 or 8 of them or something around here. Run around, collect the items from all the wheelbarrows. You get just miscellaneous stuff, but sometimes it's pretty good. Like I've gotten multi-tool upgrade slots, or even Starship upgrade slots. Matter of fact, there's right there, a multi-tool expansion slot. It's not a bad find, just to go and loot some wheelbarrows. Now, granted, I can get rid of some of this stuff here. Open that. Yep, that's good. I don't need that in my pocket. I don't need that, or that, or that. Now, along your travels, you're also going to want to start picking up radiant shards. Now, these ship use radiant shards, 1, to collect them, and then 2, to actually fuel them. They're used as fuel as well. Alrighty, we're going to interact with this harmonic interface. Get through the first bit of dialogue. Now, you're going to be given a few options here. What you're going to want to do is scan memory registers. Typically, it's number 2. It's going to give you some mathematical equations. So like in my particular case here, 7 minus 1 is 6. And then you got 16 minus 4, which is 12. And then you got 1 plus 0, which is 1. So we have 6, 12, and 1. So I typically will write those down on a little scrap piece of paper because my memory sucks sometimes. Then we're going to access the main interface. Get through the dialogue again, and then you're going to choose the option number 1, input override glyphs. And you're going to see these 4 little boxes. Doesn't matter what order you enter them in, just put in the proper glyphs. So we had what? 6, 12, and 1. So we can go 1, 6. Got to scroll down a little bit. Where's 12? 12. There we go. Then you're going to go through some more dialogue, and you're going to be given some more options. You can deactivate the multi-tool seal, which you want to do. You can actually check that. Maybe a really nice multi-tool. And then locate dissonant spike. We're going to do both of those. Let's deactivate the multi-tool. It's going to pop you out. Then you're going to go right back in again. And you're going to go locate dissonant spikes. And there we go. We have a dissonant spike coordinates about 745 units away. It's actually really not that far. But we also unlocked the weapon as well. When you first come up to this, it'll be locked. You won't be able to view it. You can interact with that. That's a B class there with what looks like 1 supercharged slot. Now you do have to repair these items to be able to unlock those slots as well, but it takes the Atlantium. It takes inverted mirror, and it takes, where's the other one? Yeah, right there, the crystallized heart. Crystallized heart you get from the large spider-looking sentinels. But we don't need those today, and I don't need that multi-tool because I've got this staff here. Hit your save beacon. It's always good to create that restore point. Now with this save beacon here, after we collect our ship, we can come right back to this camp and find another one. So let's go collect this ship. We're going to land at our crash site. Well, I thought I fell in a hole. It's not bad looking. You can use your scanner to see what it is. It's going to be a B-class Crimson 3625. It says it's valued at 63 million units. Now, granted, when you go and scrap these, you're not getting 63 million units. You're going to get like a third of that value or something. But we're going to go through that. Now, behind the ship, you have some scrap. You can actually go and check that scrap because, again, sometimes they give you some really cool stuff. That one did not. Interact with your ship. It's going to give you these 3 options that you can pull out of it. Obviously, you want to pull those out. And then you're going to take that Hyaline Brain or Hyaline Brain, put that in your exosuit. Then you're going to open your inventory. Now, the Hyaline Brain requires you to have 3 radiant shards and 1 inverted mirror in order to probe the suspiciousness. You can see that first option, it's blinking blue. If yours is not blinking blue, it means that you do not have one of these items. Now, granted, while I was out wandering around, I gathered my radiant shards. Radiant shards are these items up there on the hill. You can see that radiant shard. It's the really big pink crystals sticking up out of the ground. Now, there are some other really big ones that are not the radiant shards, but I don't have any right here handy to show you. But they're going to have debris inside the crystal. But anyway, you can use your analysis visor to locate those guys, and then you can, highlight it with E so it's easy for you to find, and then not use your terrain manipulator, use your mining beam to collect those, and then you get radiant shards. One crystal gives you one shard. I haven't gotten any more out of one crystal. Now, go back into your inventory, and you're going to probe suspiciousness there. This is going to locate an ancient site, which you need to take the brain for the brain to be calm. Hop in your ship and fly over to that site. They're usually no more than about a 30-second flight. Alrighty, now, after I've done 3 pirate battles just to get over here, stop it, land. That was just rather insane. But anyway, you get to your ancient site, and then you've got these knowledge stones. This is where I was telling you get to learn words, about 3 of them per ship. You go over and hit the 3 knowledge stones around this ancient site. I've now learned 3 Viking words without actually having to hunt for them. Then you go up to the top, you interact with the ancient site. It's going to go through some dialogue, and it's going to request the Hyaline Brain, present brain. And it's going to go through some more dialogue, and then it's going to give you a harmonic brain back. This is what you're going to need to actually utilize the interface in that new Starship. So we're going to hop back in our ship, and we're going to head back over to the crash site. Now, you may not encounter any of the pirate battles that I have to endure. I am on permadeath, so I encounter them more often than you do on normal. Alrighty, interact with ship. You're going to interact with this pilot interface. You can see there it needs 3 radiant shards, 1 inverted mirror, and a harmonic brain. We're going to go ahead and install all of that. And then we've got our B-class Sentinel ship. You click compare. You can compare it to yours. You can see that it's got a $63 million cost on it. We're going to claim the ship. Now, I plan on salvaging the ship for the money. So we're going to hop in the ship. You're going to open up the inventory. I am actually going to remove the technology here for the rocket launcher because I want it in my ship, because I don't have one in my ship. And then I'm going to move it to my exosuit. Now, you can, if you wanted to, dismantle it for the items, for the materials out of it as well. But that'd be the only thing that you can dismantle. You can't dismantle any of these other items. Then what I suggest you do, go up here in the top right, and you're going to change the name. I typically like to change the name of any unit that I am going to scrap to just that, scrap. That way, I do not accidentally scrap my ship that I want to save, the ship that I'm using. This way, you see this name in the description when you're going to scrap the ships. Now, you want to take your ship up to the space station. You're going to leave your other ship here. It'll automatically call it to the space station once you scrap this ship. Now, you can collect up to 12 starships basically in your pocket. So you got the 1 starship that you're going to be using primarily, and then you have 11 other slots. So you can go and collect 11 more of these starships, and then you can scrap them in a setting, in a session. But we've got the starship. You can see there, it's named Scrap. That's the one that we're going to scrap. Normally when I do this, I go out and I collect several ships at once. But for the purpose of this video, we're only collecting 1 right now. You're going to go back to this particular terminal, the ship outfitting terminal. You're going to interact with that. It's going to go through. It's going to tell you the name of the ship that you're fixing to do something with right here in the description. You want to do a begin salvage analysis. Typically, it's the number 3 option. You're going to click that. It's going to go through some more dialogue. It's going to tell you what the scrap claim is worth. So we're going to make 26 million units out of this ship, which isn't bad. We're going to click number 1. It's going to go through the dialogue again. It's going to tell you a warning that you are getting ready to scrap this ship name. Now, we named the ship Scrap, so when it pops up in this text, you see the name. We're going to click Claim Scrap, 26,600,000 units. There we go. We've salvaged those units. You want to make sure that you typically have about, 8 or 9 slots open in your inventory, because some ships will give you more stuff back than other ships. But you can see here that we got the Starship AI valves. It's 24 million units. We've got the subatomic regulators. What's that? 1.8 units. We've got recycled circuitry for 520,000 units. Excuse me. And then we've got spool of nano cables for 192,000 units. And then we also got a hyperdrive, a B-class hyperdrive module that we can make 140 nanites on by selling it. You're going to go over to the Galactic Trade Terminal here. You're going to go to sell. That's all going to be in your exosuit. So then what you want to do is you want to scroll down. You want to find the items that you got, and you want to sell those. So the AI valves, the regulators, spool and nano cables. So we want to sell all of those items. Now I'm up to 142 million units. So we got 26 million units out of that 1 B-class ship. Now, granted, depending on the class of ship, depending on how many open slots are in that ship, is going to determine the price that you get out of it. The more slots in a ship, the more price you get, the more value you get out of it. Now, granted, a C-class ship, on average, you're probably going to get about 18 million units for it. The B-class, you saw we got 26 million units for it. That might be a little on the higher side. And then an A-class ship, you're probably looking at somewhere around 32 million units. And then, obviously, if you find an S-class ship, if you don't want to keep it, you can sell it. You're probably looking at around 40 million units for the S-class ship. But there we go, folks. That is how I like to make my units in No Man's Sky. Takes a little bit longer, I guess, than some methods. However, other methods take a lot longer to set up. But you make units how you like to make units. This is how I like to do it. Please leave me a comment below on how you make units in No Man's Sky, or how you like to make units in No Man's Sky. If you like this video and you found it helpful, definitely hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. I greatly appreciate it. And we will see you folks in the next one. You take care and happy hunting.